Hey, week 4, Tuesday, must be spring. Got my t-shirt on, spring coming anyway. And also because I've just been out to get the milk, but yeah, that's life. Week 4, Tuesday, do not judge. Matthew 7, 1-2. Do not judge, so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get. I will make a number of judgments today. Some large, some small, some routine, and some more significant. Responsible work and living requires it. I am also a Christian. Following Jesus calls me to make tough choices about my values, priorities, and actions. When Jesus says do not judge, he does not mean abandoning all these necessary thoughts. What concerns him here is not making judgments so much as the consequences of living with a judgmental spirit. The psychotherapist Adam Phillips tells of a man who came to him seeking help with his decision-making. In fact, the client gave every appearance of being someone who was totally clear about what he wanted and how to achieve it, even making plain to Phillips precisely what he wanted from the counselling sessions. He seemed to be a man in a hurry. He expected answers to his questions quickly and directly. It was no surprise to hear that when he was out with friends, they complained that he walked so fast they couldn't keep up. He was the kind of person who, when presented with a menu in a restaurant, would make his decision in seconds, shut the menu, and then sit with undisguised impatience as the others at his table took their time discussing and pondering the choices on offer. He was a man of strong, final judgments. Phillips shrewdly suggests that, far from being decisive about what he wanted, the reality was actually the opposite. The man's responses were symptoms of deep anxiety. He lived in fear of uncertainty and therefore of managing choices. By quickly foreclosing decisions, even about what he wanted to eat, he was avoiding the space where he would have to face real dilemmas and real possibilities. Phillips finds in this story a parable of much contemporary living. He suggests that we use consumer choice, and any choice will do, to avoid living with real choice. We judge like this when our anxieties drive our responses to life. And if security is what we need, then being religious and committed to God offers more attractive options than most. We look very principled and moral. Those firm assumptions about right and wrong, good and bad, feel very reassuring. We know where we stand, and so do others. But this is the same exercise in avoidance. It is simply a bid for control. And the people around us will experience it as such, for it invariably becomes a judgmental, negative, policing interference in the lives and choices of others. Nothing frustrated Jesus more than encountering a life that was shaped around a judging spirit. Jesus was constantly confronted by religious devotion that had become narrow, mean, excluding, and loveless. It angered him even more when it was presumed to reflect what God was like, and what was therefore required of his followers. Notice that Jesus does not say, if you judge, God will punish you by judging back. In fact, he doesn't mention God at all. The focus is on us. Quite simply, this kind of living rebounds on those living it. We get back what we give out. In the same measure. We get back what we give out in the same measure. Try to judge life, and life will judge you. Try to control life, and you will end up with a life that controls you. Do not judge sounds like a succinct summary of Phillips's diagnosis of his client's needs. If Jesus had approached that table in the restaurant where the menu was already firmly closed and said to the man, do not judge, how would he have reacted? Would he have been uncomprehending or perhaps unsettled? After all, his whole world was carefully shaped to avoid precisely this kind of challenge. There were signs that, at some deeper level, he knew his need. Why else was he seeking counselling? But he didn't stay long, apparently. He wanted me to make him a better decision-maker, Phillips comments on reflection. I wanted to help him to be a better risk-taker. So, why do we do it? Why do we limit our choices so quickly and religiously when so much more is on offer? What is it we fear about the wide, unfixed menu of life that Jesus invites us to? Do not judge life, says Jesus. Just don't do it. Say yes to life, and it will say yes to you. for reflection. Yes. One word thought for the day. Have a good day.